After discovering the truth of Abraham's involvement in Lumia's death, the Fae Court are taking swift action in bringing the traitorous werewolf to justice. They have sent their hero in line, Astrid, to meet with the Alpha of Kaufman Pack. Their intentions are unknown to Abraham, who thinks he's initiated the private conversation in town. Something's been eating away at him. Why was Lady Morida summoned to the Dowager Queen's castle? It doesn't make sense for the old Fae Court to throw a party and only invite one sorceress from the palace. While Astrid can entertain his questions, she's been given instructions to have him captured. So, when he least expects it, she throws up her fists and challenges him to a duel. Abraham is caught off guard, but there's no time to escape. He realizes in the last minute that he's been discovered. He throws a punch, but is deflected and brought to his knees. Astrid is more powerful than he anticipated. With the werewolf captured, Astrid returns to the palace to share her success and present Abraham for his judgment. When they arrive, the fairies surround the killer. They are angry at their loss and his unexpected betrayal. Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Sims 3 Fairy Amazon Royal Saga with the Verdington Fae Court. We are picking up after the capture of Abraham Kaufman by our hero in line, Astrid. So, in the previous episode we found out, or I should say our sorceress Morida found out through her mother, Lady Morrigan, at Verdington Castle. She found out that Abraham was the one to kill Lumia after she accidentally took Malik's life. So there was a kitten at the scene that witnessed everything, and the sorceresses that serve the fairies, because they are fairy sorceresses, they have unique abilities to communicate with animals and creatures. So when this kitten grew up into a cat, it found its way to Verdington Castle, and it shared the memories, like its memories of that night, with Lady Morrigan. And so Morida was summoned by the Dowager Queen to share this information, and then it came back to the Fae Court over here. So everyone, they're very enraged, very upset at Abraham's unexpected betrayal and how it led to Lumia's death. And they decided they weren't going to sit around. They were going to deal with this problem immediately, as soon as possible. And so, when Abraham contacted Astrid, they took that chance to capture him, because he was kind of digging his own grave without realizing that he was doing so. So everyone's gathered over here to see the judgment that will be passed on him, and as you can see, not everyone is too happy with the situation. Now Abraham, this was very unexpected, of course. He just thought, he has been paranoid, but he kind of thought he was in control of the situation and he would try and find out information from Astrid, and that would be that. Obviously not the case. So the queen over here, what are her traits right now? She's unflirty, unstable, equestrian, and mean-spirited. Yep, so she is definitely not going to feel any bit of niceness towards Abraham. I don't even think she's going to give him the opportunity to defend himself. She's not going to ask him why he did it. She's not going to ask him, if it could have been avoided, because at the end of the day, he did kill Lumia, and the queen is not in a very forgiving mood, as you can see. So she, I think at this point in time, what she wants done is to have him imprisoned. So she needs to consult the others and decide, oh look, Malik's ghost is just walking around. Look at this. Look at this. Malik's ghost. He probably feels, I mean, I don't know. He wasn't killed by Abraham. He was killed by Lumia, so who knows who he would feel any sort of sympathy towards. I mean, he could, I suppose you could see Abraham killing Lumia as vengeance for Malik, but, you know, who cares? Who cares about that? Right, so the queen, I think, is going to discuss with the other fairies how she wants to punish him, because I feel as though the queen is leaning more towards a death sentence of some sort, but she's not entirely sure yet. Whatever she's decided, she has made up her mind that Abraham is guilty, I mean, which he is, but she doesn't want to hear any excuses. For now, though, she is going to imprison him while they discuss what is to be done with Abraham and in what method they will deal with him permanently. So we do have our kind of cell area outside, and this is where he'll be imprisoned. So it is a new construction indeed. And yes, it is the winter, but he is going to be outside. The fairies do not care about this. So Astrid, she's going to come here, and so is Celine. I'm sure Celine would be, like, really proud of her daughter at this point. Really proud. Because, you know, she's the hero, Astrid is the hero in line. And I feel like in every generation, when we do come across, like, those problems towards the end of a season, then I feel as though the hero in lines... Oh, he's transforming. I feel like the hero in lines always have an opportunity to prove themselves and, you know, start aiding. Celine went through the same thing with, what's his name? I can't even remember the guy's name. Something Dragovich. Zorro Dragovich. She went through the same thing with him when she was young, and now her daughter is going through the same thing with Abraham. So that's kind of cool. There's like a kind of custom we've got going on. Hold on a second. She's fainting. Oh, okay. Oh, well, she's dramatic. She's probably intimidated by Abraham changing. Abraham. Go here. I mean, Celine is a bit older, so I suppose her constitution has become a bit delicate, but that's fine, because Astrid is not the same. She's a bit of a daredevil, so she is definitely not going to be intimidated by Abraham, you know, shifting into a werewolf, his werewolf state. So, okay, he is going to be imprisoned here. So this is going to be locked for everybody. And I mean, Astrid hates the outdoors. I feel like this, to her, would be the perfect imprisonment spot, because you're in the outdoors, like in winter, in the cold. Yeah. So he's going to be imprisoned there. And the fairies, they're going to... Okay, where has she gone off to faint? She's fainted outside. Oh my goodness, honey. Honey, you need to be taken care of at some point. But I think the topic of discussion now is probably going to be the werewolf pack, because Abraham is not just one werewolf, he's the leader of a pack, and so his actions reflect on them as well, and if he has ill intentions towards the fairies, then probably the pack does too. So I think the queen, she's also feeling, you know, unforgiving of the pack, and she needs to basically consult the other fairies on how they're going to deal with that problem, because in her eyes the werewolves have become a problem and they all need to be dealt with. So we're going to have a bit of a discussion between the fairies, and we shall return when a conclusion has been reached. So while the fairies have been discussing Abraham's fate, Ricky Salter has shown up, one of his pack members. Now, obviously, Abraham, he's stuck in his cell, and he's got nothing but hope that his pack members will, be curious as to where he is, and they'll come either report to the queen his disappearance or try and find him. They'll try and help somehow to get their alpha out, because a pack without alpha, without an alpha, has no direction, and they can't function like that in any society. So that's what he's riding on right now. And so Ricky has found his way to the court. He's kind of found out what's going on, but his intentions might be different to what Abraham is hoping for. So we know that Ricky and Abraham have been having a bit of a rivalry, which Abraham kind of refused to acknowledge until it was too late. And then, we've had some secret drama happening at the pack. So Ricky was married to Morgan, and they had a little baby girl together. And then Abraham was involved, or he was courting Morgan Lee, was engaged to Morgan Lee, and they were trying for a baby unsuccessfully. And then because Morgan got desperate, she had an affair with Ricky behind Abraham's back, and they had a baby boy, but Ricky thinks the boy is his. So all of this has been going on. And I think now that Ricky has kind of discovered Abraham's situation, because the pack, they were never told about what Abraham did. So Abraham was thinking, well, to the pack, I'm innocent, so they're going to help me get out somehow. Break me out if they have to. But now that Ricky has kind of discovered what he's been accused of, I don't think Ricky really cares whether or not Abraham did it. He's been trying to oust Abraham this whole time, and it's been a little bit difficult because the pack usually sticks quite strongly to tradition. No, Butler, don't do that. Don't sit on the throne. If you sit on the throne, just watch what we do to you. Yeah, so they've been trying unsuccessfully, or he has, to, make his place in the pack. But he kind of sees this time of weakness for Abraham as an opportunity, so I think he's going to make a proposition to the queen. He's going to tell the queen that he's not here to contend what is to be done with Abraham, because he renounces Abraham as his alpha. In fact, he does not believe that the pack was involved in the tragedy that happened with Lumia, and he would hate to see innocent lives lost because of this misunderstanding and the misguided actions Abraham took on his own. So Ricky is going to tell the queen, the werewolves are innocent, I swear it. If you wish to punish Abraham, then feel free to take him and do with him what you will, but leave the pack to me. I will replace Abraham as pack leader, and we won't get in your way. Instead, we, rather than be an independent group, will pledge ourselves to the military might of the fairies, and we will be at your disposal should you require our services. So that is what Ricky is proposing to the queen, that the werewolves are not their enemies. Abraham was one person who did something terrible, and it wouldn't be right to punish the pack. In fact, Abraham doesn't even have any descendants in the pack to take revenge for him, and Ricky promises not to take revenge on Abraham's behalf for anything that the fairies decide. And the queen's going to contend that and say, well, Abraham is known to be engaged, and he is known to have a son. So what if, the son takes revenge in the future? What if his partner takes revenge in the future? It's too risky. We have to, we have to destroy all the werewolves. And Ricky is going to confess to the queen that actually Abraham does not have a son. The son is Ricky's. He did have a relationship with Morgan Lee, and so the child is his, but Abraham isn't aware of that yet. And then he's also going to make clear that after Abraham's disposal, he and Morgan Lee will most likely become a match, since his relationship with Rosalie has fallen through. So Rosalie has never had a relationship with Abraham, so she's got no reason to take revenge for him. And any family members that might have belonged to Abraham will soon belong to Ricky, so the fairies have nothing to fear. He will keep them under control, and he will keep them in service to the fairies, and that would be the best outcome for everyone. Essentially, they can have Abraham. Ricky's not worried about that. He will make sure that everyone knows the truth of what Abraham did, and that the fairies are not implicated for being unfair or anything like that. So this is what has gone down over here. Abraham here is feeling miserable. He has no clue. He probably can smell Ricky. Probably as, Ricky went by. He knows there's a pack member nearby, but he doesn't know the talk going on in the throne room, and he has no clue that his pack member is not here to save him, but to hand him over to the fairies for good. So we're gonna have to see what sort of punishment the fairies decide for Abraham, but I think at this point the queen is quite happy with what's been proposed by Ricky, and I think the smart thing to do would be to use Ricky and use the werewolves. I think that's what the queen wants. She's going to use the werewolves, but she is going to keep a very close eye on them, and she's going to make it clear to Ricky that if they go back on their word at all, if they do anything iffy, then the werewolves will be destroyed. Abraham received one strike. Like, Abraham's actions was one strike against the pack. Ricky's kind of offer here is saving them, but it will only be the one time. If this happens again, the pack will be destroyed. So that's what's going on over here. I think the fairies are just dying to get some rest. They've been up all night discussing this and, apprehending Abraham, getting all the stuff done, discussing what is to be done with him. So we'll have to see what goes on afterwards. They're even starting to pee themselves, my goodness. The court finally decided on Abraham's punishment. They concluded that it is only fitting for Abraham to be executed for his crimes, and that way they would get revenge for what happened to Lumia, but also he would become an example to the werewolves as to what happens when you try and challenge the Fae Court in any way, shape, or form. So even though he's been discredited by his pack at this point, and Ricky is supposed to be replacing him as leader, he still is like a symbol to them. So I think the fairies want to quash him and what he stands for altogether. So they decided that death by starvation would be the way to go, and to accelerate this process, they gave him a special potion that the sorceress kind of slipped. So he was really hungry, so he was given like a little bit of food, but it wasn't actually food. It was food that was laced with a certain potion that brought upon starvation even quicker. So he is now expiring as a result. Here he goes, guys. Here he goes. Abraham, you are dying for your crimes against the Fae Court. And there he goes. That's it. That is Abraham. And, these fairies are totally not mourning him. I think, if anything, they would be celebrating his death. So, okay, here comes the Grim Reaper to collect his soul. Ay, 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 so dramatic. So dramatic. Now, are we gonna keep his grave here or not? I don't think so. I feel like, if anything, his grave would be taken to the cemetery. Kind of where Lord Zoro's was. You know, he was a traitor as well. And his grave was taken to the cemetery. Look at him, bleeding for his life. Pathetic. Pathetic. All too bad. The Grim Reaper ain't having it. Okay, who is calling at this? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Nope. Okay, the call stopped. Right, well, no one is mourning Abraham. No one is sad at his death. We obviously know. They did not like Abraham. He was a traitor, so obviously they would be celebrating, if anything. I'm just going to interpret their mourning as them mourning for Lumia and remembering her now that they have taken revenge of her. I suppose they've brought her killer to justice. So, you know, they're thinking of Lumia and probably mourning her. And it was something that was eating away at them for a long time. And now that it's been resolved, they're going to have Lumia in their thoughts for the next, like, couple of days. So there we go, we've got that done. And I think we're going to get our hero to make the errand to the cemetery to put down Abraham Kaufman's grave. So let's head on over. And that's another interesting thing with Lumia and Malik. I mean, Celine did bring their urns, their ashes back to the palace, and yet there was that magical kind of, was it a flame or something happened and the graves just kind of, or the ashes, they just, I think it was magical fire. They caught on fire and they just disappeared, so they couldn't exactly put them to rest. And yet, the souls of Lumia and Malik remain at the palace. So that's kind of interesting. They're attached to the palace. Okay, so we have, like, Lord Zoro Delaney, his thing there. And we probably want to add... can this not... Maybe let's keep trying to go this way, perhaps. And see if we can add it some... Oh, yes, we can. Here, I suppose? Yes, we'll add Abraham Kaufman right over there. Do we have anything engraved for him? No, not really. I don't think we need to have anything engraved. Actually, probably just Traitor. Zane? Yeah, Zane was a traitor. Traitor to the Fake Court. Right. Because we, in future generations, need to know, like, what went on with them exactly. So there we go. Lord Zane and Abraham Kaufman, they've been kind of added there. So obviously the fairies aren't going to mourn them, but I think the fairies will be thinking about Abraham quite a bit, and how they have finally brought justice. You know, crying from relief, reminiscing, all sorts of things. This is going to be happening over the next couple of days. Okay, Celine is going to go back to the palace now that the issue is resolved with the fairies in that regard. And the fairies, they're going to be... Let's see, we'll see what to do with the fairies, because actually tomorrow is a momentous occasion for them, because it is going to be Queen Snow's birthday. So she is going to be aging up into an adult, which is a pretty big deal. I mean, this is when they enter, you know, we've already surpassed the halfway mark for this season, but when our queens become adults, that's when we know they're at the tail end of their reign. So that's going to be a big deal. It's going to be very exciting for our Queens of Snow, and I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. So let's get the fairies all sorted, and then we'll come back with a celebration tomorrow. It is the following day. Everyone is still thinking about the recent death of Abraham and how that has brought justice to what happened to Lumia, of course. So, you know, a lot of crying in between the Queen's celebration. But what is this? Lord Kyle Delaney wants to know if Lady Saffron would like to go on a date. I would say yes. Actually, no. Why would I say that? Saffron's married to the Queen, which I keep forgetting. But yes, she's married to the Queen, so this should not be a thing. You know, I was gonna say, we had this whole drama with Kyle and Morida, like people were saying that they were in a relationship, and we know that Prince Malik made that up, that rumor. But now, I was gonna say, I suppose Kyle was never into Morida, because it looks like he's into Saffron, but Saffron's married to the Queen. But then Saffron used to have an affair with Callum, so it's not like being in a relationship stops her in any way. But I don't know. I don't think you could cheat on the Queen. That could probably result in your death. So no, we're gonna ignore that. But our Queen here is looking absolutely lovely. It is her birthday. She wants to eat some burgers. That is fine. You may do so. We have, look at this, all the Sims and this random chick. All the Sims here in the ballroom. The cake is already out. Our princess is looking gorgeous. Look at her. She looks lovely. But yeah, everyone's here. Oh, and also we have Prince Kato, who is a teen, so he has not received his makeover, which is why he does not look as dashing as his brothers. Which, where are his brothers? Well, we've got Zuko back there, and Haven was also invited, but I can't see Haven just yet. Yeah. So there we go. This is Kato, the youngest one of Snow's sons. Now, last night, Zuko actually asked Silva out on a date, and where is she? I didn't see her anyway here. Oh, Haven's right here. He was just behind his uncle. But look, Prince Haven, even he is really dashing. But again, you know, Kato might have some hidden charms. And oh, he's got blue eyes. That's interesting. He might have some charms. He just hasn't come of age yet, so I haven't been bothered to give him a makeover. I will when we get around to that. But yes, Zuko asked Silva out on a date, and they actually went... Where is Silva right now? She is outside, perhaps? And now Kylie is asking Silva on a date? It's the Queen's birthday, you can't go out anywhere. Kyle really wants to go on a date with someone. But you know what? I could see him having a crush on Silva. Maybe Silva's the one he has a crush on. Because Silva is available. I feel like Silva's the one everyone has a crush on. Because Zuko asked her on a date last night, and they actually went... they didn't go far. They actually went on a date here to... I'm going to say the circus. Because it looks like a circus. So they went there. And it was a mixed... it was at night. I feel like it was a mixed bag of a date. Because... things seemed like they were going well, but then for some reason she started berating his ignorance, and then, you know, he started insulting her, and then they were trying to become friends again, but then she kept wanting to play tricks on him, and then that really wasn't helping things. So I'm not entirely sure what kind of impression she made on Zuko. I mean, their relationship is positive, but like it hasn't improved much or anything. So yeah, there is that. There is that. But everyone is just gonna have a good time. I feel like this is also important for the fairies because the Queen is kind of putting her foot down and telling them that nothing is gonna hold the fairies back. I mean, they just saw the, you know, execution of the old werewolf alpha of Kaufman Pack. So the werewolves are kind of dealt with in that regard. And so I feel like she's making a statement that nothing is going to shake them. They will continue living for the things they live for. They will continue celebrating and enjoying each other's company, even when faced with people like Abraham. So, there we go. And Saffron, you look gorgeous. You look lovely. I mean, Saffron and the Queen in their wedding outfits, which has now become like their formal outfits, they look gorgeous. That is such a pretty blue on her, I feel. Such a lovely blue. Great-grandmother. Oh, that's right, because you're a Lakeland. So the Queen is your great-grandmother. That is crazy. I feel like we rarely see this in-game, but apparently she does not get along with her great-grandmother. I see. But yeah, that is fascinating. We don't see relations like that too often. Like a great something. I love that The Sims 3 tracks it though, because The Sims 4 does not track that at all. Like, it does not track relationships that far apart. Oh no. No. Who's doing what? Someone's playing music, which I don't approve of. And I cannot see where this is happening. Who is doing it? See, even though you try and get rid of music, sometimes these Sims, these dastardly Sims, will find a flippin' way to bring music. Oh, she's outside. They will find a way to bring music. And it's just frustrating. I don't feel like it's her. Because that's like, it sounds like the guitar or something. Who is playing this wretched music? Like, I don't even know. Oh, goodness. Who is playing? I don't see anyone here. Are you guys watching anyone? Well, I don't even know. Nope, you guys are talking about flowers. Who the heck is playing? I don't know. Maybe it's the radio. Is it the radio? Hold on a second. I don't know what's playing, but we are gonna change it to classical. And hope that that fixes things. No, someone is playing like the guitar, I feel. I just don't know where the heck they're playing it. And it feels like it's coming from inside the palace. This is driving me up a wall. I saw someone take the guitar out, but I don't know where it is. Oh, okay, the Queen is no longer unflirty, but she's a vegetarian. Oh, this is where it is. This was the person driving me up a wall. Prince Anakin was out here flippin' playing the guitar. My goodness, I was wondering, like, where is that coming from? I just could not see him behind a pillar. Okay, time for the Queen to go cut her cake. I think we have dallied enough. So let's go inside. Let's blow out the candles, Queenie. You're gonna be an adult just like your mother. Okay. And she's vegetarian now as well. So it's good, I suppose, she's not unflirty anymore, because I feel like that would have an impact on her marriage with Saffron. Which, to be honest, I don't feel as though I've seen her and Saffron like be that romantic with each other at all, and they live together. No, don't listen to any of that. Come here. Someone has obviously snuck into this party. My goodness. Okay, Silver seems like a very popular option for a date. Oh, what's happening here? Someone's slow dancing. Morida is slow dancing with Prince Callum, who is married to Lady Celine. I'm not gonna lie, they look very, very nice together. And look, Celine's right there. Caspian was looking at them as well. They look very good together, but besides the point. I mean, she's a divorcee, but he's married to Celine, so... And I mean, Celine's not even having an affair anymore because the person she was having an affair with died. Okay, let's blow out the candles. Let's see, where'd you go, Queenie? Where'd you go? Let's blow out the candles, honey. Ah! I'm trying so hard not to ship Morita and Callum, but they're making it hard. They look good together. Don't they? I think they do. I feel like I'm shipping them even more so because, like, Celine was cheating on him. Which, I mean, to be fair, he was also having a thing with Saffron way before Celine started cheating on him. So, you know, I guess in the long run, they just weren't really meant for each other. No matter how much we wish it so. Oh, look at this. This feels like a victory run with all the cheering and stuff. And the amount of people here. Mainly because of the stuff we went through recently. This really feels like more than the Queen's birthday. Feels like the fake court's birthday, you know? Everything that the Queen has accomplished thus far. Oh, makes me so happy. But, okay. The Queen has aged up into an adult. Do not mind the crazy hair she has. We are going to be giving her a makeover. She's going to keep her outfits, but she's going to be getting a slightly updated version of her clothes. Based on her palette. It's a slightly updated kind of palette. So that'll be kind of fun. It will shift the colors around to give it like a different appearance. So I'll go deal with all of that, and then we will be right back. Our precious Queen Snow has gotten her adult makeover. Obviously, like I said, she's keeping her outfits, but we're switching up the colors just a little bit, and then a hairstyle and makeup so that she looks, you know, different, a little bit older, has a bit of a fresher appearance, but I think she looks quite lovely. She's got her hair kind of out of her face now, braided up a bit, which I think looks very, very lovely on her. Quite sweet, but still mature. Her makeup's gotten just a little bit darker, and you'll see a darker kind of color scheme in her everyday dress that she has, the regal dress that she wears. But, oh goodness, I suppose the lighting here ain't that great, and she's being a frowny face. Oh, now she's being an angry face. And now we have the butler's face in between her face. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to get some good lighting because I realized that in one of the previous episodes when we had the princess's birthday, lighting was not that great. And now everyone's faces are in between. Also, Saffron, you look gorgeous. Saffron is a gorgeous sim. She just looks so pretty. I don't feel like we give her enough attention. Queenie, do we want to have happy face on, perhaps? No? Is everyone just in your way? Do you want to sit down and eat your cake, perhaps? I think the party's over. If not, it's just about ending. And then we can probably get her to change back from her formal attire. But where is she going? She's just going back and forth. I'm not entirely sure what a game plan is over here. Yeah, everyone's more or less heading out. And that's fine. I would like the place to be cleared out just a little bit so that we can get a better look at the Queen. Oh no, her face, she had like a decent face on, and then she went back to whiny face. Oh jeez. Hold on a second here. Come on, Queenie. Oh. This is kind of an improvement. I mean, we've got wings in between. But look at how lovely our Queen looks. Doesn't she look pretty? I mean, she's got dusky makeup. Before she used to have like very light pinks. Now she's got dusky makeup. But a tad bit darker. So that she is slightly more mature in appearance. And then I think she looks very, very nice. Very nice. A bit more prim and proper, I'd say. Because when she was younger, her hair was kind of out, but, you know, covered her eyes a bit. Whereas now it's out of her face. She definitely feels a bit wiser. So there we go. That is our lovely Queenie. I mean, this to me looks like someone who would have grown sons, whereas before it was kind of hard to believe at times that Zuko and Haven were her kids. But it's believable now. I like the lines around her mouth as well. That's actually something I like on the adults. Okay, everyone is heading on out. The queen like has been trying to eat this slice of cake for so long. Oh my goodness. Well, Morrigan and Saffron, that should not be a thing because Saffron is already married to the queen. I don't think our queen would appreciate her wife going out on a date with anyone like that. But once she's done eating, I'm gonna have a change back into her every day so that we can take a look at the update on her regal wear. So that should be nice. Okay. Yep, the party was amazing, no doubt. Our minister is like really good at this kind of stuff, so everyone always really enjoys themselves when they come over. Okay, let's change back into our everyday wear. And then I might take it back to the ballroom so that we can see everything a bit better. Let's get changed, honey. And there we go. Let's see. Let's go here. The throne room is not the best room to check this out in because the throne room is just way too dark. So let's head on here and take a look. So there we go. She's got the same regal dress that she had before, but it is a bit brighter and darker on the front. I think before we had some light pink and duskier arms, whereas now we have the vibrant purple sleeves on her. And then we have the inner dress, which is a dark blue. But there we go. Just a slight update on our queen now that she is an adult. We still like the queen being the way she is, of course, and having her signature look, but also we want something to signify that she's older now, she's mature. Look at that. Doesn't she look nice? I think that's a very lovely aesthetic on the queen. She actually looks to me more like a queen now than she did before. I feel like before she was kind of, I don't know, she had the appearance of like a fresh princess who's just become queen and, you know, still trying to get a handle on things, whereas this looks like a woman who's been in control for a good number of years. She's done some things. People look to her for advice. She's not under the shadow of her mother anymore. She is her own woman, so I love that about her now. Even though she's still mad, but she hides the madness very, very well, okay? She manages her madness very well. But okay, that is our lovely queen. The episode is ending on a celebratory note, but we did have a few things happen. There was some drama in the beginning, but let me know what you guys think about everything that has occurred, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.